The sixth dynasty. The sixth dynasty of ancient Egypt constitute the old kingdom of the dynastic Egypt. Known pharaohs of the sixth dynasty served for about 203 regal years, but, like I said, once again, they go back and forth on scholars and Egyptologists, which I didn't know was a word until recently. They go back and forth, and they don't really keep track of these records properly. One guy says this, one guy says that. It's like both guys have the elephant. One has them by the tail, one has them by the trunk, and they're both saying it's something different. The estimates always vary between the scholars and the source. Now, I did see a couple of names I could pronounce. Teti. He has the pyramid at Teti at Saqqara, excuse me. He had 3 queens, which goes to show you once again, marriage is a Western or European construct. I'm not downing it, I'm just stating the fact. Pepi I, he was originally Merenni, and he has the pyramid of Pepi I in South Saqqara, and he had like 7 wives, which is incredible. Like, wow, he was a king. Anyway, Teti is identified as the first king of the sixth dynasty. After the conclusion of the reign of Unas, he ascended to the throne in the 23rd century BC. He is, mentioned in this book called The Royal Canon of Turin. It gives an unlikely source of 7 months, but, I have to do my own digging when I read these things. I don't want to report anything I've written as fact. I want to just say do your own research because, like I said, these people go back and forth on when what started and who reigned, and, they get some of it right. They agree on some, they disagree on others. As anybody, you can whisper something to somebody at the back of a room, and by the time it gets to the front, it's totally different. But I digress. Teti had his daughter married to one of his advisors and later chief priest, Merekarua, a clear sign of his interest in cooperating with the noble class. He was buried he was buried close to Teti's pyramid. He made sure that this guy went with him in death, but he had a lavish tomb. Teti issued a decree exempting the temple at Abydos from taxation. Wow, that's kind of like they're not taxing churches, right? He was the first ruler to be closely associated with the cult of Hathor at Dendera. So, he commissioned the construction of a pyramid. See, all of these kings commissioned pyramids to be constructed in their honor. Hey, man, that's some boss king level type shit, right? Like, I don't know any celebrity walking around with their own pyramid. I don't know any politician. Now, great, yeah, we have monuments, and that's cool and all, but these guys would get other people to carve these things for them to be buried in. This is incredible. Like, how many pyramids existed that we don't know about? The most notable member of this dynasty was Pepi, who is credited with a reign of 94 years. And nobility did start to rise. People with bread started to come up, man. I mean, they was plotting against each other. I did see a seated statue. It's in the Petrie Museum of Egypt Archaeology. It's in London because, of course, when serial killers kill people, they take their shit and keep it as trophies. It's a joke. Don't take it seriously. It's just an observation I made once. The death of the long-lived Pepi was entrenched enough to resist the authority of many of his successors, which may have contributed to the rapid decline of the old kingdom. That is the summary of the sixth dynasty. Kings built pyramids to die in. They built and they buried their homies with them. And then all of a sudden in the sixth period of Egypt, people with money just started coming out the woodwork thinking their money could buy them stuff. And in some cases it did. It bought one guy a tomb right next to the king. I don't know anybody around now that's putting up pyramids like that, man. Like, that's some top dog boss level shit.